The EpiPen pricing controversy has highlighted a common problem many of us face, paying for expensive medications. Fox Medical Team reporter Beth Galvin here with help, and she joins us live from Atlanta. Hi there, Beth. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
And good morning, Shannon.
Well, and so I understand one survey found more than 10% of Americans have skipped taking medication, or they've chosen not to get a refill because they can't afford the cost.
Yeah, and this is a big issue. So one solution might be, well, there are several solutions, but a big one is to go with a generic. And so most brand name medications have a generic equivalent, which is a non-brand name option that often works just as well and is going to be a lot less expensive, Shannon. So we're talking about saving as much as 85% on a medication just by going with a generic. And a lot of times if your doctor writes a prescription, when you take it to the pharmacy, if there is a generic available, the pharmacist will almost always just automatically give you the generic rather than the brand name medication, because it's such a money saver. But you may have to ask your doctor if the drug you take is only available in brand name, or if there is another option, a generic option, because you may definitely want to go with that. Shannon?
Oh, what about those pharmacy deals? I know there are ways that people can still get a deal there.
Yeah, this is kind of huge. A lot of the retail pharmacies, also the grocery stores, will offer huge discounts on many medications that are available. So what they'll do is they'll offer for a month's supply, you can get it as low as $4 by going to one of these big box chains that has a discount program, or going to a drugstore that has a discount program. Definitely worth investigating, and if your shop does not have one, maybe consider going to another place. I usually typically don't shop for my medications at Walmart, but I found out that my dog's medication is covered under this program, that I can get my dog's medication for $4 a month, which is a huge money saver for pet owners. So it's really worth looking around and finding out, does my store have a discount program? And if not, is there another store nearby where maybe I could get my prescription filled? Shannon?
Wow, so definitely check all your options there. Another topic we want to talk about, a very common problem, is depression. Experts now saying many Americans are living with high functioning depression, hiding their symptoms, not necessarily getting the help that they might need. So what is high functioning depression?
Well, it's kind of a loose, broad term for folks who are functioning really well. They're going to work, they're going to school, they're doing well. Sometimes they're really high achievers and type A type people who are behind the scenes struggling with depression, and they're not getting the help they need because they're not reaching out for help and realizing that maybe they need help. Shannon?
So how common is this type of low-level depression?
It is pretty common. I mean, we think that about 1 in 10 Americans struggle with depression every year, and we don't have exact numbers because with high functioning or low level depression, as it's also called, people may not be getting help. So we may not be able to keep very good track of them because they may just be kind of just by sheer force of will trying to pull through their depression on their own. Shannon?
So are there ways that you can really tell if someone may be struggling with this, to really identify it?
I would look for a change in behavior. So maybe somebody who's becoming more irritable, maybe somebody who is becoming more angry or more sort of hopeless. There are a lot of ways that depression can manifest itself. Sometimes people just feel numb and they sort of lose any pleasure that they had in the things that they were doing. If you start noticing this in somebody you love, I would just take it on and say, talk to me. How are you doing? Just to inquire and then really listen. And it can help also, Shannon, finally, to have a few options, maybe to look and find out if there's a good therapist in the area that you could suggest, just so that they have some tools when and if they are ready to get help, because depression is treatable and many people who get treatment get better. Shannon?
All right, great advice. Thank you so much, Beth Galvin, there joining us here this morning.